maintain all the water they use there so it wouldn't run back into the rivers in the area and contaminate the rivers. So we had to literally make the containment and pump water into holding systems until we could treat it and release it back into the environment. In the fall of 1993, the Ontario government separated the Ministry of Environment Operations branch off into the Ontario Clean Water Agency, or AQUA, which I was part of. Through the operational reorganization into hubs, I accepted the responsibility or a position as client service representative for AQUA's Southwest region. My responsibilities were to negotiate new operating contracts with municipalities and to provide reports and documentations outlined in the agreements that were signed. I retired from AQUA in the fall of 2002. Since my retirement from AQUA, I have completed a number of consulting jobs consisting of being a strategic analysis person for HETEC Solutions, developing and teaching small water system treatment courses, developing and teaching a lockout, tagout, zero energy courses, helped design and build a pump test center at Fanshawe College with an inventor of a new positive displacement pump. Presently, I'm working with the Ontario Association of Certified Technicians and Technologists in Toronto as a file reviewer and serve on the exam committee as a member, where I review new applications for membership as a technician or technologist in electrical and mechanical disciplines with OSET, as well as set exams, course criteria to achieve their desired level of certification. I presently am going to Toronto to work 2 days a month, and with my future expectations being their new software will allow me to stay home and do all my file reviewing online, and that way it'll save them the travel time and expenses. My volunteer positions I've held outside of Rotary are coaching both minor hockey and minor baseball in Elmer between 1980 and 1990. Served as a member of the St. Paul's United Church official board in a number of leadership roles from 1978 to 1990. Served as a director and president of the board of directors for the Elgin St. Thomas Canadian Mental Health branch from 1989 to 1993. Served at the Elmer Museum Board from 1998 to 2004. And served on the Industrial Electrician Curriculum Advisory Board at Fanshawe College through the Ministry of College and Universities from 1993 into 2005. Our hobbies are spending our winters on a beach in a warm or hot southern climate, our summers in our beautiful home here in London, and on our 278 Four Winds cruiser on Long Point Bay, Lake Erie, fishing, cooking, eating, partying, and sleeping. We love to entertain, travel, and experience new places and new people. One of our favorite lines is, life is not a dress rehearsal. Let's take the 5-ticket ride. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay, if you have any questions, just turn on your camera and then I will give you the floor. Ellie, you're the first.
I have a question. I am very curious as to what Phyl is eating on this picture. What's on the menu?
That is actually a salt tray that is served, and it's it's Wagyu beef with white anchovies. And it is delectable. Wow. Capace.
It looks very interesting.
And it was at the Tesoro's restaurant on West Bay.
Oh, so I have to go to West Bay.
Well, many places serve capace, but that is some of the best I think I've ever had anywhere.
Great presentation, Phyl. It's a nice way to get to know you better because we don't really know you very well, right? We don't hear much from each other, but very good. Looking forward to meet you one day in person.
Thank you.
Anybody else has any questions for Phyl? In the meantime, while you gather your thoughts, Phyl, I have a question for you, and this is more about a Rotary, because you have been a Rotarian for 40 years. So, are there any particular projects or events that jump immediately to the forefront that you would like to share with us or are worthwhile mentioning?
Yes, I think there is one that a lot of places, we were part of one of the very first water schools that we're involved with in Africa through the London South Rotary Club, and partnered with a professor at the University of Western Ontario. And it's very simple. You didn't have to dig a well to get fresh water. What it was is that you had to have plastic bottles, and you filtered even any kind of stream water that was around. You actually filtered it into the bottle, and you had a corrugated rooftop, and you literally rolled these bottles from one side to the other, and you took it off the side that stayed on the longest, and usually 3 days is what it took to roll these bottles through. And you just literally open the bottom and you bleed a little bit of the settlement out, but the sun would literally purify your water for you, kill any bacteria in it. And it's along the lines of facultative lagoons that we use for sewage lagoons. But for water, that is so simple, and you don't have to dig a well and down 100 feet in the ground to find palatable water. It's a case where they can take it out of a stream. And I think of a lot of places that struggle with water, and I think of this would be a remedy as long as there's water there, but they can't drink it. And I think it should be advertised more within Rotary, because it went like wildfire across the area of Africa that we were doing it, because we started with the kids, and the kids actually taught the mothers, and then the mothers actually took it on, and it just exploded across Africa, so that they didn't have to drill wells, and they literally increased the kids that were at school. Were running in a 30 to 40% vacant rate of being sick from waterborne diseases, to hardly anybody missing school. And school and education, I think, are the backbone of any nation to build the future on.
That's indeed fascinating to do. I didn't know, never heard of that before. Anybody else that has any questions for Phyl?
I've got a question. It's Marilyn.
Go ahead.
Phyl. Hi, Phyl. If I heard you correctly, you were president 3 times. Is that right? Of your club?
Of the Elmer Rotary Club, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've got a wealth of leadership experience. Just wondering, to get chosen again to be president, I realize that not everybody wants to be president, so kudos to you to take it on 3 times. Did you learn something in that, in your subsequent presidential terms? Did you learn something that would be beneficial to others wanting to take on the presidency of a club?
If I had to say one thing, I think delegating more, because first time presidency, you want to kind of take it all, and you want to show people you can run the ship and everything else. But it's better to build a team than it is to drive the ship by yourself, if you want to call it that. And it's better to help somebody grow than it is to do their job for them.
Excellent. Thanks for that.
Anybody else? We have in our district 5370, a very good friend of mine, Orville Sleen, who was 3 times president. But that's because he really didn't do the proper job the first 2 times. So he had to do it a 3rd time, But kudos to anybody that jumps in and does that. And indeed, I totally agree with you, surrounding you and delegating to the people that are in the club, that have the potential to do jobs, and that are with a wealth of information and experiences like yourself that we don't even know about. That's really the solution to get a successful year as a president.
I think the all-time great for presidents, I think it has to be either Bob Warnock or his wife Barb Warnock that are still in Elmer, and I think they've been switching back and forth for the last 10 or 12 years. And I think they're up to about 6 or 7 each as presidents, but they're such a small club. There's only, I think, 9 or 10 in the club right now, but dollar for raise per member likely has to be one of the highest there is in Canada anywhere. They just got 7 or 8 people that just are dynamite people and make it work.
Fantastic. Phil, on behalf of our club and the other people present, I'd like to thank you very much for your presentation. We got to know you better. Look forward to getting to know you better, and indeed meet sometime in person. And thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you, Peter, and thanks for everybody for putting up with my my talking. But I'm looking forward to somebody else's in the future.
Well, before we go to the next segment, I'd like to ask Vicky to introduce herself, because, well, Vicky is somewhere in Central America, and she makes it every time, and I see she's here. Vicky, can you hear me, and can you introduce yourself to us, please?
Sure, I'll introduce myself by voice only. I just got back from a very hot, humid part of Guatemala, and I look like a drowned rat, so I'm not going to turn my screen on, but nice to meet everybody, nice to see everybody, and I'm happy to be here. And yes, I'm in Guatemala, and I'm broadcasting from here.
Thanks very much, Vicky. Welcome. And our next program, our next speaker will be introduced to us by President Frank. Frank, are you there?
Thank you, Peter, and Phil, thank you very much for your presentation. It was amazing. Anyway, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Marilyn for bringing our next guest to see us this evening. I'm going to tell you a bit about Kevin. Kevin is 16, but shortly will be 17 on May the 21st. He has an older brother and he has a younger sister. And his home place, I'm going to attempt this, is Taiwan in Taiwan. His father is a Rotarian, and he's part of the District 3500. And his dad runs a construction company. Now, while Kevin's been in Edmonton, he's been attending Austin O'Brien High School. And one thing, we haven't really done much advertising for Kevin, but he's on April the 22nd, he's going to cook for a group of people. And it's in relation to raising money for a shelter box. Now, I wasn't able to get to the dinner, so I gave him a small donation. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Kevin. Kevin, are you there?
Go ahead, talk louder.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys see me?
Yes, go right ahead. We're seeing you very good and can hear you very well, too.
Can I start my presentation?
Yes, so go ahead, Kevin.
Okay. Okay. Today, I want to show about my exchange life in Canada. And you can see this first paragraph with like left one is my country's flag, Taiwan, and then the right one is Canadian flag. Canada flag.
Don't see the PowerPoint anymore.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thank you.
Can you see it now? My apologies.
Yes.
Okay.
And this picture is my first day arrived in Edmonton, Alberta. And there have, because this is at midnight, so like don't have too much people come to pick me up, just have my counselor and my first host family. But it was like still, because I have the time is different, so I was still really awake and I sleep for a long time. I take like a 14 hours plane to come to Canada.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And now is not the topic now is the festival I celebrated. The first festival I've celebrated is at downtown, the Fringe Festival, and this one I learned a lot of the new culture learn about the scene of Canada, and I tried the really nice food poutine. I love it really much, and I like in my school every Friday I have poutine, and I eat like every week. And then the next festival is the Dragon Boat Festival, and because we have the Dragon Boat Festival in my country too, but it's really similar, but it's a bit different. Like we have more people and more boat, and sometimes like they will fight. The boat will fight together and have a lot of crazy scene. And the left one, I have the really delicious hot dog. And then, this was one very special festival I've been, is Thanksgiving. And because in Taiwan we don't have celebrate the Thanksgiving, but here is like a huge festival. Like every family will stay together and have the lunch or dinner together. And at that day is Taiwan's birthday too, so I celebrate at the same place too together. Oh, and then is my favorite festival at Canada is Christmas. We have like 2 weeks holiday vacation in my school, and like we don't have the Christmas in Taiwan too. The Christmas at Taiwan is more like Valentine's Day, and we don't have the vacation or what. We still go to school, but like here you get like a lot of presents. You stay with your family, and that was the crazy. Like my host sister and my host brother, like they was crazy for take the present and like spend time with each other. It's really fun. And then it's the New Year. Like I still remember that day. It's really cold, and I went to the Edmonton City Hall. That is like -20 something. I still remember. It's really cold, and I wait for like half hour for the firework. So I almost frozen that day. No, the word. Okay. I don't know. And the next topic is the thing I have did in Canada. The left picture is my welcome party at the park.
Howrelak Park.
Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of people come, but I really don't remember much people that time because it's a little bit long time. And the right one is I go to sailing with my third host father, Obanzo, and that was a really good experience. Like we don't have sailing in Taiwan, I think so, not much.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, and now I want to introduce my first host family. My first host mother, first host mother is Mary Muka here, and my host father is Len, but he's not home now. And they was really nice. Like my host father always was a funny guy, and Mary always was a busy lady, but she take care of me a lot. And I have a brother. He is my only sibling in here, Prince. Okay. And on the left of the picture is we go to the McDonald's hotel for the brunch, my first brunch. And then on the right down of the picture is I cooked the Chinese noodle to them. And the right up the picture is the goodbye party for me at the Italian restaurant.
He said his favorite dessert was tiramisu, so we had to take him for tiramisu.
Oh, and this was another like really cool experience. Like we go watch the football because we don't have the football, but we are like I really want to try it. I have tried one time in my school, but after that I don't want to play because like everybody was so tall, so big, so strong. So it's not for me. And this is my first youth exchange program. Is a youth exchange fall orientation at September, and like we met with each other exchange student, and we have like a program together, learning some rules and 6B or other stuff, and we have the cowboy, the Western shirt together. And right down is the raw text from the rebound student from other come back from go to other country, and they come back, and like they have teach us what should we do or what should we not to do, and if we have any problem we can ask them, and they will help us to deal with that. And now is the fall season. Like, what will we do at fall season? Sweep the leaf. Like, I sweep the leaf like, oh, a lot of time. It's a fun exercise. Taking the blower, and sweep it. It's really fun. And like we will go for a walk, and like go for a river valley or go to the small mountain, and walk with a dog, walk with a friend, and run around everywhere. And it's really nice. It's really warm, not like winter. Oh, and this was the favorite part. Like, it is my first time seeing the snow. Saw the snow. My first time in my life. I have stored it. I have tasted it. I have jumped it. I have do anything with it. Like, I was so excited. Like, I cannot sleep for a whole night. And this was a field trip in my school, and we went to the Alberta legislature, and we learned about the government, about Alberta, Edmonton, and we have go around for the building, take the picture, and it's a really new thing for us, because like in Taiwan, the government season is different than here. And oh, this is a new thing to me first. This is a really new experience. It's my favorite sport in Canada. It's skiing. And this is a youth exchange skiing trip too. We went to Jasper for 3 days 2 nights. And that was my first time. I started with a beginner and I fall down a lot. I hurt my arm, I hurt my feet, but I learned very fast. Everybody say I'm the genius. So I like it very much. I have go again with my other Rotary Club too. It's fun. And then when I come back from the skiing trip, I changed to my second host family. Is Mayfield Club. My host father was the president of Mayfield Club, Brian Kelly. And I have 2 host sisters. And there was the 12 years old and 13 years old. So it was really fun. Like, they will like find me play the video game, or find me like drawing the picture or doing anything really fun. And because I have a sister too, so I think it was really nice. I can take care of them really good too. And this is some activity I have do. Like I have went to the Brightfield School with Mayfield Club for a Christmas lunch and donate with the school. And I have went to the Edmonton Oil hockey game with White Ethnic Club, and this is really fun. It all was my first time, so first time always wonderful. And then this one, the left one, is my I went to the West Edmonton Mall Waterpark with couple exchange student, other exchange student, and that was amazing. Like, you can still see the snow outside, but you can like jump inside the water inside. So that was amazing. That was like, it's unbelievable for me. And then the right side is we go to Taylor's Science Center, like looking for the Angry Birds or the science scene. This was a fun experience. Like, we do something like doing some science work, and I cannot do it perfect. Oh, and this is a trip. It was a wonderful, amazing trip. Like, we went to the tip-top Yellowknife. And the left one is when I was doing the dog sledding. That was really fun, it's really cold. I still remember that week at Yellowknife is like -45 to -50. the coldest temperature is -50. So it's really cold. Like I cannot feel everything. Like I don't know. Like I wear so much. Maybe I wear like 6 or 7 shirts. And the right top, the thing was amazing. Like I cannot believe I have the chance to see in my life. That is the Northern Light. That was the Northern Light. Like that was amazing. Like I cannot see, but it's really cold. Really, really cold. At Yellowknife, I can just use 2 things to explain, to introduce: cold and wonderful. Oh, and after this trip, I changed to my third host family with Alfonso, and he is a White Avenue Club's member. And the left one is we went to the skiing trip and we take the picture, and the right one is we went for water park. No, the River Valley, and we take the picture together. And this picture, the left one, is I invite my friend of school to come to my house, and I cook them some Chinese food, and they say it's really tasty. I don't know. I don't know is it true or not. And the right one is a Fork It Over Foundation dinner. Like this is a cool, like we have the dinner and we have the mask. The mask is a cool one. I have changed like 5 or 6 masks. And that was fun. And then this is other youth exchange program. Is youth exchange spring orientation. Like this orientation is a little bit different than the fall orientation. This spring orientation is like most for the outbound exchange student. Like this time is like it's our turn to sharing our experience to them. Like we need to teach them what do we do about exchange, what should we do, and what should we follow it about. And you can see some picture. It's really nice. And this is a White Avenue Rotary ski trip. Like it's the second time I went to skiing, and I can go to black one, the black road.
The Black Diamond Run.
Yeah, the Black Diamond one. Second time to ski. See how genius I am. And this was just last week. It's a district conference. Like we went to the district conference at Westlock. Most of it is a speech, but still have some fun activity for some our exchange students. You can see the Western Coast. We have that is always a real gun. That was so cool. I never have the drill gun before.
Ooh.
And we have dance. We have learned how to dance the country dance.
Oh yes.
That was
line dancing.
Line dancing. Left, right. That was cool, and everybody like in our exchange group, we really enjoy each other. We spend a lot of time with each other. We learn about other country very much.
Okay.
Oh, and almost the last is my experience sharing. Like I want to say, who let me make a decision to become an exchange student. I will say first person is my father, and he's a Rotarian member. At first, I was a children, so when my father asked me, "Do you want to be an exchange student?" I say no, I don't want to be the exchange student, because that I was like 12 years old. I still was young. I will be afraid. I will think, can I do it or what? But my father still say, you will want to do it. You need to do it. You can learn more things from other countries. You will grow up a lot if you go out being the exchange student. And other person is my brother. He is an exchange student, and he been to Australia 3 years ago. And he's the one biggest reason I want to be to the exchange student. He shared a lot of his experience to me. He told me how excited is exchange student life, and what can I learn. And you can learn a lot of different countries' culture. You can meet a lot of people, and you will have a really wonderful life out. And why did I want to be an exchange student? Because after like my 15 years old, I think the life in Taiwan is a little bit boring, like because always study, like in Taiwan always is study, and I think no, that is not my life. I want to learn more. I want to look more. So So I told my father I want to be the exchange student, and he sent me out. And where should I go? I will tell the truth. My first choice country is not Canada. It's Australia, but I can go to Australia. But now I was really glad that I came to Canada, because here is the #1 country. And how do I enjoy the year? I will say this year was wonderful, amazing, perfect. Everything can explain it. And skiing was my favorite sport, and eat was my favorite hobby.
Eating.
Eating was my favorite hobby. And I have the small paragraph I want to read for you guys. Before I come to Canada, I set up the few goals for myself. First, I want to be a goodwill ambassador for my country and show everyone how we live, what we eat, what are the differences between us, and everything about Taiwan. At the same time, I would really like to learn all about Canadian culture too. Second, I want to make good relationship with friends, my host family, Rotary members, and everyone I meet. I want them to know I am really easygoing. Thirdly, I loved adventure and like to go out with everyone and to anywhere, no matter is it fun or is it good, I will remember it, and that will become my memory and my experience. And after I went back to Taiwan, I can share to everyone. These were the couple goals I want to achieve this year. And after like I almost finished my years already, so I think I achieved all of my goals. Realized my first goals. I was really grateful for everyone I meet. They all are very caring and patient to listen to me introduce about my country, and they are also really very excited for teaching me Canadian cultures too. Also, second goal, I was really thankful for my friends. They all are nice people. We hang out a lot. They taught me a lot of fun things and how to be a Canadian teenager, like doing something crazy, doing something fun. And the most important thing is they won't have the racial discrimination to me, because I know some of my friends in Europe, they will have the racial discrimination. So here I don't have, and I feel really good. And the last goal, I want to thank all those who took me out, spend time with me, and take care of me. At last, I want to say thank you for all of my host family. They gave me a place to live. They treat me as their own children. They let me feel like I was in my real house, and they make me really warm. And this is all my presentation. Thank you. And did you guys have any question?
Anybody? We have time for a couple of questions, so please turn on your camera and ask away. Go ahead.
Yes, Kevin, are you going to make poutine when you get back home?
Yes, I will. I have learned how to make already. I've learned so much from Canada.
Wonderful.
I have a question. You said you did everything with the snow. Did you lie down and make snow angels?
Yes, I have, but I don't have the picture over. Haven't put it on because I have to like in Yellowknife. I have so like a 1.5, 1.4, 1.5 meter deep snow, and like I can jump inside and just have my head off.
Are you going to take some snow home as a souvenir?
I will try. I will try.
I will give you my portion.
You can send it to me. You can send it to me. Other question?
Yeah, I have a question. How your English is excellent, Kevin. And did you speak English before? Or did you all, because we have, youth exchange students, some of them come and they don't speak a word when they arrive in August, September, but then more.
I have learned the English when I was really young and I stopped it. And before I come to Canada, like half year to 1 year, I started again. I go for a class. So maybe when I was children, I think I almost forget it all. So maybe 1 year I have learned English.
Hi, Kevin. It's Undina. I just wanted to ask, I was a student in Buffalo, New York, coming from Germany when I was 12. And I wanted to ask you, this was a wonderful presentation, and you are a great ambassador for your country. When did you start dreaming in English?
When you sleep and you have stories in your head, that's dreaming?
Oh, since I think maybe like sometimes now, like maybe 5 months after I come to Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, not too much.
Good for you. You take care, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Great presentation, Kevin.
Hello.
Go ahead, Phil.
Kevin, I've had a few exchange students, and one of the things that they wanted to do, especially if they're coming from another country with a different language, is go to one of the universities or colleges and get what they call an English proficiency mark, like do a test, and then you can take it back and use it as part of your employment in the future. And that's something you may want to look into.
Because I think that is, they come from Asian, or because in most of the Asian country, our subject or all the stuff is really hard a lot.
Yeah, but what he's referring to is your level of English.
Yes.
If you pass an exam here, you can take that certificate back to Taiwan, and that will help you if you were looking to get an international job that you have.
Yeah. Like I'm not sure, because like we have in Taiwan we have like our own, we have the English test, like national English test. Like we can take it back when we back.
I see that. I know I've had them from Brazil and some of the other South American countries where they've gone to the university and they literally just go in and you write your test and you get a mark and you can take it back. And I know the two from Brazil that we've had took it back, and they both ended up working one in an airlines and another one in a bank down there. And they said it counted a lot to have that from outside the country. It served them well for getting a good job.
It's a good tip. We'll look into that, Phil. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have anyone have any question?
Yes, I'd like to comment, Kevin. Wonderful presentation. And the thing that amazes me the most with the exchange students, my husband and I, we've probably had 6 students over the years with us, and they become part of your family. But what I really noticed is that the first time when we saw you and your pictures and your presentation, you know, how you were a bit shy and maybe a little insecure. It's so nice to see the growth in you. How you have matured and feel comfortable in everything that you're doing here. So yeah, I like to wish you much success when you go back, and you know, you'll probably be doing a presentation at the club that sponsored you in Taiwan. So
yes, I will.
I wish you much success with that. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You're welcome. Thank you very much too.
Well, Kevin, I'd like to take this moment to thank you for, on behalf of the club, to come and present to us your experiences here. You know, there's a famous movie made about a guy from Jamaica that made it to the Calgary Olympics in a winter sport. I think sometime in the future, maybe you will be representing Taiwan in the skiing event. And because if you can go on the black run on the second time that you are on the ski hill, that's amazing. Kevin, thank you so much for coming, presenting to us, and like Ali said, we've seen the growth in you develop so quickly and maturing so much that's really encouraging for this program. Actually,
thank you, ECOP, for sponsored my exchange life. Thank you very much. This is thank you in Taiwan. 谢谢.
Excellent job, Kevin. And Marilyn, thank you. Marilyn has proven to be a fantastic assistant governor for our club, always there supporting us. And we look forward to our May Fellowship Assembly. We're already making plans. And you know how we tend to, we do pay attention and we listen to the presentations, but we also use the chat box a little bit every now and then. And I've been able to get Sharon and maybe Undina together doing the quiz at our May Fellowship Assembly. And you will hear more about our guest speakers and the program as we get closer to that date. So good night, everybody. I wish you all a good evening. And some of you will see in June. And if not, we'll see you May. I'm not sure what it is. Could be May 18, but we'll see you all then. And thanks, Phil, for your wonderful classification talk. You may have to do it again because I forgot to push the record button on time. So we like to keep a recording of it. Good night, everybody.
If you're running short, let me know.
Good night.
Bye-bye.